condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So
Ahmadiyyah.
the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us.
Hello, Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. Also, thanks to those of you tuned in on the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Daily Vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe or unsubscribe to the channels. Okay, if you do subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell and the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A Shakur, on TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and on Twitter at DGoddess27. Hello, Reggie, Kathy B, Mr. Hotel, G from the land, Stacy, RG Titan is in the house. All right, that Crazy Beach Aries. Okay, Nessie X, Sexy One, Samantha, Global Goddess, Kenyatta, Muslim Geechee, Reggie, I see you. All right, Stacy, Kathy B, D Griffin, Eileen is in the house. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Okay, I see you, James, Desmond. Shout out to my moderators putting in that work. All right, let's get into it, Natasha, Kamikia. Okay, so with that all being said, Biggity Mur 24 Gaming. All right. Okay, so that all being said, let's get into it. I see my fan page. Hey, Claudette. October Opal in the his house, D Griffin, Deneen. Okay, listen, let me just tell y'all something. So I haven't done the Queen's gestures in a while. So I'm going to do that today. Now, you all who know what that is, you know, it's when I share some comments that people left for the Queen and I give my thoughts on the comments. Okay. For your listening pleasure, of course. Okay. So let's talk about it. Hey, Danielle. Okay, so like I said, have a few comments. I'm going to put them up on the screen. This is the first one. I want y'all to pay attention. This person says, this person's name is Truth Hurts. Isn't it ironic? Their name is Truth Hurts, and apparently the truth does. That's why they asked me this foolish question. They said, at the Real Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show, you really put on the cape for Taharka Bay. Question, why don't you have that same energy for Michi X when she drags Taharka's ass? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Although I I don't know why they felt the need to ask the queen that. What did that have to do with anything? Now, I want y'all to pay attention. Like I said, the person's name is Truth Hurts, and clearly it does. They're not even being ironic. The truth obviously does hurt. You see, they didn't like my commentary when I was talking about those lies being spewed and people playing the victim, and they clearly don't like the fact that I defend Taharka Bay. Well, here's the thing. Taharka is my friend. Okay, so I do defend my friends. That's just what I do. That's what we all should do. If you have friends, okay, that you think have been wrongly accused and any of those things, right? But so anyway, let me tell you my response to the foolishness. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Here was my reply to them. I said, that's obvious because I'm cool with Michi. If two of my friends are beefing, I don't pick sides. Also, Michi isn't a grifter, and she doesn't go around lying and defaming people. She does real grassroots work, and so does Taharka. I addressed this months ago on my live when they were beefing. Lastly, if you think I put on a cape for Taharka, what do you think about people like you and the rest of the bussies who harass and insult people about Bussy Reek? At least I actually know Taharka in real life. People are out here verbally attacking folks over a person they never even had a conversation with. Say what now? Make that all make sense. Now, she's worried about why I don't say anything to Michi when her and Taharka are beefing. First of all, that doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm cool with both of them. What about these fools going around here like themselves? Truth Hurts. I don't know if that's a male or female. I would think it's a female just because of the energy from it all. But thank you. Nestle G said that's not your beef between Michi and Taharka. Exactly. It's not. Okay. That's like if Mr. Hotel and Kenyatta got into a beef, I'm going to be mad at the one over the other? No, absolutely not. They're both my friends. Danielle said, Queen makes it plain. That's right. 169 said, Queen's right all day. Thank you. See, here's the thing. When this all first started, when they had that little disagreement or whatever, I told y'all that one of my subscribers seemed like they were mad or whatever because I didn't defend Michi. I didn't have anything to do with it. Okay? I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm neutral. I like them both. All right? I feel like they both do grassroots work. I feel like they're both good-hearted people. They just have some disagreements amongst themselves that have nothing to do with me. So I don't insert myself in where I'm not wanted or needed. And here's the thing. Now, like I said in that comment, when I responded, I know Taharka in real life. So me defending him or putting on the cape, as they called it, well, that's just what friends do. These people going around platform to platform, harassing people and spreading lies and all kinds of stuff for Bussy Rick's sake, they don't even know him in real life. He's not their friend. He doesn't even know their names. They've never had a conversation with him, never shook his hand. So the fact that they're doing the same thing for him that I'm doing about somebody that I actually know in real life, well, that's crazy. And in fact, they're doing way more than I'm doing, okay? I'm just presenting evidence that is beneficial to Taharka, okay? Because it's the truth. What they're doing, all the nefariousness and throwing insults and all that stuff, well, that's crazy, especially when they don't even know the person they're defending. And just to show you all how foolish the Bussy Rickians are, I'm about to show you. Now, I don't want to spend much time on this, but this has to be shown. I want y'all to pay attention, okay? Pay attention. Now, I'm going to share something on the screen that someone sent to me yesterday evening. Now, I've seen this meme before because it's floating around on Twitter. And in fact, I retweeted it myself and added my own caption to it. But so you see this right here? You see this right here? Agents of Chaos. There they have a picture of Michi. They got me. They got Taharka. And they got Brandon at the bottom from Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. Now, the funny thing about this is someone posted this on their page yesterday, and someone sent it to me along with what the person wrote. And here's what they wrote on the caption. Let me just pull this up real quick. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Hold on, that's not it. Hold on. This is what they said. If you F with any of these four, I can't rock with you. Straight like that. Hashtag keep them agents over there. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, public service announcement, Terrence Smith says that if you F with me, Taharka Bay, Michi X, or Brandon from Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, he can't F with you. So I'm just letting you know So if you're in my chat following me or anything like that, just know that Terrence Smith doesn't want to F with you. I'm sure nobody cares, but I'm just telling y'all. Okay, so then he says, Bae from Baltimore, Michi the Hood Red X, the ninja at the bottom, that's Pan-African Strikes Back, and the old broad is Mama Yanni from Secure the Tribe. Just a bunch of fake conscious Negroes. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to that. Let's go through it again for the record. He said, Bae from Baltimore, Michi the Hood Red X, the ninja at the bottom, that's Pan-African Strikes Back, and the old broad is Mama Yanni from Secure the Tribe. Just a bunch of fake conscious Negroes. Okay. Now, first of all, what I thought was funny was this fool doesn't even know who I am by picture or by name. He said that was Mama Yanni from Secure the Tribe. Now, the reason he called Mama Yanni an old broad is because that's the lady who Bussy Reek showed her criminal history and doxed her online, telling everybody she was 50 years old and telling them all her criminal history and all that stuff, when she got arrested, what she got arrested for. That's what Bussy Reek did. Now, he didn't do this for the safety of the community because she's a grifter. He didn't do this because she's been called out as a fraud or anything like that. He did it because he had a beef with her. That's not agent-like behavior. But we're the agents of chaos. Pay attention. Now, the fact is, it just goes to show how nonsensical, right, and how foolish some of these cult-like followers are of his. You're sitting there spreading stuff around the internet, talking trash about people, telling other people if they F with us, they can't F with you, but you don't even know who these people are. You literally don't know that I'm Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. You called me Mama Yanni from Secure the Tribe. We look nothing alike, and I have no affiliations with Secure the Tribe. You see how stupid they are? Do you see? I mean, this is the kind of people that follow him. That's why no matter how many receipts you drop and show, they're never going to stop drinking the Kool-Aid, okay? These people have little to nothing going on in their real lives, and they live and thrive off of internet foolishness, okay? When I click off this computer, I have a life outside of the internet. Some of these people, they don't. And that's very apparent for the fact that they go from one platform to the other, spewing hate and foolishness. Okay? So crazy, honey. Didn't even know who I was, but you don't like me. Mama Yanni from Secure the Tribe. So sad, but let me continue. Okay, so let's talk about this chemical explosion, okay, that happened in Ohio. Now, Palestine, Ohio. Now, they say there was a train derailment days ago, and because of that, 50 of the cars fell off of the trains, and there was a whole bunch of mess going on. There was hazardous chemicals and stuff, and so the governor, I believe it was, felt like this could possibly cause some type of chemical explosion that could be fatal. So rather than wait for that to happen, they decided to set the stuff on fire themselves. Please make it all make sense, because I don't see how it does. So residents of the Ohio village of East Palestine remain unable to return home after a controlled release Monday of toxic chemicals from cars that were part of a train derailment 3 days ago. Mayor Trent Conaway said this during a news conference. An operation to drain vinyl chloride, a chemical that officials said was unstable and could explode from 5 Norfolk Southern rail cars, began at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Now, I'm going to show you some pictures of all this stuff. And so families had to evacuate and all of that. Some of them still haven't been able to go back home. Now they're concerned about the water, whether or not the water is safe, because suddenly the fish are dying. Fish, turtles, and things like that are turning up dead. And so they have questions. Is the water now toxic? Well, I would imagine so. So hold on. Let me show you some of these pictures. And then I'm going to show a news clip. Yes, it's nefarious. You kind of said, I F with Queen Ahmadiyyah. I guess I can't rock with you. Okay, thank you, beloved. Thank you. Okay, so let me share my screen. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. This is also tragic. These people have had to be displaced from their homes. Look at all that smoke. Why did they think, and just from the blackness of that smoke, you know it's something toxic, okay, really. Why would they think it's a good idea to set the stuff on fire? That just sounds crazy to me. And so anyway, let me pull up the news report on this and hear what some of the people in the town have to actually say about it all. Here we go. G from the land said depopulation. Exactly what I was thinking. They're going to get rid of us one way or another, I guess. From the looks of it.
Miss Hayward, I heard you had returned to Sanditon.
If he is a man to make you truly happy, you should go to him.
If I lose my inheritance, I lose my independence. You will find the love you deserve.
A young woman has a right to choose her own destiny.
In eastern Ohio, residents have been on edge for more than a week following an explosive train derailment and a toxic chemical leak. Evacuation orders have been lifted and the all clear has been given, but in East Palestine, a small community of about 5,000 people on the Pennsylvania border, that's done little to calm anxieties. It was like something out of a disaster movie. A massive train derailment led to an explosion, causing ominous plumes of smoke to billow over the quiet village of East Palestine. But it's what's in that smoke that has some residents still concerned about returning home. The train, operated by Norfolk Southern, was carrying several toxic chemicals used in plastic and paint manufacturing, including the carcinogenic vinyl chloride. Residents within a 1-mile radius of the derailment were ordered to evacuate immediately. Resident Melissa Henry recalled the moment she knew she had to leave with her son.
It smelled like really strong paint thinner, and then his eyes turned like bloodshot and he started coughing, and I was like, yeah, we're leaving.
After a controlled release of the toxic chemical from 5 of the derailed train cars, local officials consulted the Environmental Protection Agency and lifted the evacuation order on Wednesday.
We know everybody's frustrated. Everybody wants to be in their homes. We did the best we can. The #1 goal was public safety.
Now residents are reluctantly returning with deep anxiety about the lasting impact of the chemical leak on their health. Linda Murphy lives roughly 3 miles from the site of the train derailment. She's worried about what she's seeing in waterways near her home.
There were several dead fish floating at multiple locations. That's what we bathe in, that's what we drink, that's what we cook with, and they could not reassure me that the water was safe to drink.
Officials say the derailment was likely caused by a mechanical issue with the rail car axle. Even though there have been no deaths reported, there's deep concern about the long-term effects. And we are joined now by Ohio Governor Mike DeWine. Governor DeWine, welcome to the NewsHour.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Your office deemed it safe for residents to return to East Palestine of Wednesday of last week. Days later, we learned that the EPA informed the railroad of several other chemicals that were not publicly discussed. How can you assure people that the area is safe when we're still learning more about the severity of this disaster?
You know, we rely on the experts, what they tell us. We continue to monitor the air. We continue to monitor the water. They continue to tell us, the EPA continues to tell us that it is in fact safe. Where we've seen some traces is in the water, which has gone into the Ohio River. Again, the experts tell us that it is such a small quantity that we really should not worry about it, but we're going to continue to monitor it. In addition to that, you know, we have gone around to the different, not only the public water sources and tested all of them, and we'll continue to test them, but we've gone around to people in that area who have private wells and offered to test those private wells as well.
A question about that, because neither the railroad nor the Ohio EPA is sure how much of these chemicals spilled into the soil and into the water. And as you mentioned, there are a number of people who rely on private wells for their drinking water, as is the case in many rural areas across this country. How can you assure people that their drinking water is safe, not just today, but moving forward?
We're going to continue to test it. You know, we have an obligation to the people to continue to test, and that's what we have done. The soil itself is in the process of being removed. The only way you can really clean it up, it was obviously a big mess, a big spill. The only way you really can clean it up and to be sure it's gone is to go down and dig it out and remove it. And that's what's happening.
Who is shouldering the cost of that remediation right now?
It's the railroad. Look, the railroad caused this problem, and they're the ones who are shouldering the burden of cleaning it up.
I've heard enough of his BS. Now I want you to pay attention to something, because you see, these politicians often play tricks with words. He said that they had tested the water and that they offered for the people who had private wells that they would test their water as well. What he didn't say is what the test results were. He said they tested the water. Okay, what were the results? And if the results are conclusive that there's chemicals and toxins in the water that are potentially dangerous and maybe even fatal to the residents, what are you going to do about it? I want to hear the solution. We already know what the problem is. Okay, I don't need him to tell us that they're going to test the water. That's a given. But when you've tested it, and if it does prove positive that there's numerous toxins and chemicals, then what? You see how he just gave us a bunch of word salad? That's all that was. No real solutions. Saying that the railroad is going to cover the bill. They may not cover the bill, because here's the thing. They may cover some of it, but they may say that much of the responsibility lies on that governor, DeWine, because he's the one who suggested that they burn that stuff, which was a stupid idea, if you ask me. It was insidiously obtuse. Why would you set this on fire when there's chemicals and all of that? There was no other way that he could think of to dispose of it if they thought it was going to explode. I don't believe anything these devils say. Sound like a bunch of word salad to me. Oh, well, but anyway, what do I know? Now let's talk about this shooter. Michigan State student recounts finding out about the active shooter on campus. Did you all know about this? Hold on, I'm going to share my screen, because this report came out about 12 hours ago. Let's pull this up on the screen so you all can see this. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance.
Young man by the name of Drew Russ. He's an 18-year-old freshman on campus right now at Michigan State. Drew, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can.
Where are you right now?
I'm currently at my dorm, East Acres Hall, just a little shooken up, just waiting this out, I guess.
No doubt. Tell me, where were you at 8 o'clock tonight when this happened?
So around, I would say about 8:27, I was in my dorm. Me and my friends were just watching Star Wars, actually, and I got so many texts about just speculation. I wasn't really sure if it was correct. Then I got an email from the MSU administration that it is indeed true, and I mean, I just kind of got into a state of shock almost. I couldn't believe that this was happening at my college campus, and yeah, that's what happened right when it happened.
How far is your dorm from Berkey Hall and the Union Center?
I would say about a mile, around a mile, but yeah, about a mile. Sorry.
So since the shooting began, because obviously it is still an active shooter situation, have you stayed inside your dorm, and have your friends and other people in your hall?
Oh, absolutely. I don't even think anyone in my dorm even transpired stepping outside. They just want to let everything go down the way it's supposed to. We definitely made it a point of emphasis on my floor just to stay in the dorms.
Are all of your friends, your classmates that you've spoken to, is everyone accounted for right now?
Yeah, so I'm in a fraternity and Alpha Sigma Phi, and we made sure everyone in our fraternity was accounted for. No one was, left hanging. Everyone was accounted for, and we made sure that everyone's okay. I've gotten numerous texts if I'm okay. I've texted everyone I know on campus if they're okay, and yeah.
What has this night been like for you, Drew? You're a freshman in college. You just
Yeah,
joined a fraternity. You just started a new life.
I mean, this is unlike anything I've ever experienced. I'm not even from Michigan. You know, I'm very far away from home. It's just all just so crazy to wrap my head around. There's been so much information put out, so many things going on. And yeah, it's just so much misinformation, I think, has been put out a lot. But I just want to give a big shout out to the East Lansing Police. I mean, the response I've seen, I mean, around like 9:30, there were probably 20 cop cars right outside my dorm making sure everyone was okay. And I mean, it's really made me feel safe, I would say.
Where are you from, Drew? How'd you become a Spartan?
I'm from Los Angeles. So my best friend's brother, Max Sonnenberg, told me to apply to Michigan State, and I visited it. It was the coldest weather I've ever been in my whole life, but I loved it. And I love it so far. It's awesome.
You've loved it so far. It's been awesome. Did you ever think that here, not even a full year into school, you'd be on television recounting a night of a school shooting while you're on campus?
Absolutely not. I mean, this is just, I mean, I have felt nothing but safe. I still feel safe, but I've felt nothing but warmth here. Everyone I've met is just the nicest person ever. And this has just been a complete change of events for me. So, yeah.
That is pretty extraordinary that you still feel safe. I mean,
yeah,
it says a lot about the extraordinary law enforcement on that campus right now. Yeah. Drew, have you been able to speak to all your family at home in Los Angeles tonight? I'm sure they're watching.
Oh, absolutely. Mom and Dad, I'm fine. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, as soon as I heard about what's happening, I called them. I made sure they knew I was pretty far away from the situation.
Okay. So another tragic event. There's always something going on. Always somebody out here acting like a whole fool, out here shooting and all this stuff. And very unfortunate. Okay, very unfortunate. And so here's what they're saying. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Like and share. So this came out 2 hours ago. So they say 3 Michigan State University students deleted and 5 critically wounded in mass shooting as police ID the dead gunman. Now, they say the gunman who died of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound was identified as 43-year-old Anthony Dwayne McRae. MSU interim deputy police chief Chris Rosman gave the details. McRae was not affiliated with the university. They said, we have no idea why he came to the campus to do this tonight. The 5 wounded remain in critical condition. Dr. Denny Martin of Sparrow Hospital in Lansing said this morning that police have not given victims names or ages. The gunman opened fire Monday evening at 2 campus locations, turning the sprawling university of about 50,000 students into a crime scene and forcing terrified students to run and hide as hundreds of officers in tactical gear swarmed the school. The attack came hours before the 5-year anniversary of the mass shooting of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, and marked the 67th mass shooting with 4 or more shots, not including the gunman, in 2023. Michigan is still grappling with the November 2021 mass shooting at Oxford High School that left 4 students deleted and 6 others injured. They say, as a representative of Oxford, Michigan, one person says, I cannot believe that I'm here again and doing this 15 months later. That's what U.S. Representative Elisa Slotkin said Tuesday during the news conference. And I am filled with rage that we have to have another press conference to talk about our children being deleted in their schools. There are children in Michigan who are living through their second school shooting in a year or under a year and a half. If this is not a wake-up call to do something, I don't know what is. President Biden was briefed on the MSU massacre ahead of the call to Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Now, they say this community is struggling to understand why they are in the latest or why they are the latest in what is a uniquely American experience and understanding and experiencing a mass shooting in their midst. The FBI said their colleagues are going through the history of this person to try to understand what his motivations were, to try to understand what brought him to this moment in this community at this time. Now, while the motive remains a mystery, new details about the gunman are emerging. A search warrant was executed at the home connected with the suspect, but Rosman would not confirm whether the home was McRae's. They say police recovered a weapon, but have not determined if it was the one used in the mass shooting. This is all so sad. So they say the first reports of shots fired came at around 8:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from Berkeley Hall, an academic building on the northern end of the campus. Officers responded to the building within minutes and found several shooting victims, including 2 who had passed. As the news of the mass shooting spread, anxiety permeated the campus as the gunman remained at large. A shelter-in-place order was set into effect, according to the MSU's interim president, Teresa Woodruff. One of the things that I'm most proud of, she says, is the size of this campus. On the size of this campus this size is how quickly every student, staff, faculty member immediately took action. Hours after the first gunshots rang out, the suspect was contacted by law enforcement off campus. Afterward, it appeared the suspect had been deleted by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Your children just aren't safe anywhere. That's just what it seems like. Just not safe anywhere. This is terrible. Just really terrible. Reggie says, was it Brad or Tyrone? Well, I don't know, beloved, but if we go by the name, sounds like it was Tyrone. Let me see if I can find a picture of the person. Let me see if I can find a picture of the suspect. There's a picture of him with a hood on. He looks like he's black. Looks like he's, wait a minute. No, I can't really say. I can't tell. I can't tell. I'll share the screen. You all can see if y'all can figure it out. Hold on. I can't tell from this picture. Hold on. Let me get these pop-ups off of here. Now, this is the person they saw fleeing, and so this is the best image that I can find of him. Say it ain't so, because I was like, we're taking on too many characteristics of the oppressor, says Reggie. Oh, yeah. Some people absolutely are. Queen, I think it was Brad or Chad from what I saw. Okay, could be. Like I said, I can't really tell. That's why I'm going to share this on the screen so you all can see what you all think. This is what they captured on footage as he was fleeing.
Now deceased man in red shoes and jacket and wearing a baseball cap is the main suspect in the fatal shooting of 3 people at the Michigan State University in the US on Monday night. The police said 5 others were taken to hospital, some of them with life-threatening injuries.
We were quickly.
So, I don't know. Stacey said, had he been black, they would have showed his face already. Well, not necessarily, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I can't tell what he was. Byron said, one of our cousins. Not my cousins. Y'all are something else. High Kick said, it looks like a black person. It looks like a black person to me, too. And that name sounds like a black person's name. Not a stereotype, but clearly it sounds like a black person's name. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, let's talk about Rasheem Carter. You all may remember that I reported on this young man who was missing, okay, months ago. Well, so then they found his remains shortly thereafter, and the family still doesn't have the answers that they seek. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of information for those of you who don't remember or haven't heard the story. His name is Rasheem Carter, young black male They had a protest in Taylorsville in connection to his death investigation. Okay, I'm going to show his picture on the screen. Very strange set of circumstances to which he met his demise, it seems. This is him right here. Okay, so like I said, he went missing back in October. Now, this was reported February the 5th. They say there were reports of multiple law enforcement agencies gathered in Taylorsville to monitor a protest in connection with the death investigation of Rasheem Carter. They say despite high tensions and law enforcement reports of armed attendees, Smith County Sheriff Joel Houston said that the protest was ended and no incidents were reported. The Laurel Police Department reported that 25-year-old Carter was reported missing last year. He was reported last seen on October the 2nd of 2022 at the Super 8 Hotel in Laurel. In November of 2022, the Smith County Sheriff's Department reported that his remains had been located in a wooded area just south of Taylorsville. The remains were believed to be Carter's. And here's the thing. They say this is the second protest that they have had in Taylorsville. At the end of 2022, a march was held demanding answers about his death. Houston said the case is being investigated by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations. MBI said that it's assisting the Smith County Sheriff's Department on the case. This is an open and ongoing investigation and no further comments at this time. Let me tell y'all something. The family's not getting any answers, and neither is anyone. That's why people are upset and protested. So let's talk about what happened. This young man, from what I reported to you previously, was reported missing by his family. They say that they had not heard from him, no phone calls or anything like that. The mother said that he had texted her, I believe the day before, and said that some white men were harassing him and following him or something like that. But hold on, I'm going to play some audio of an interview that his mother did. Now, I'm not going to show the interview because I don't have permission, but I'll play some of the audio. Okay, so here's what his mother actually said. Miss Carter was living in Pennsylvania while trying to help her son by phone at the time when all of this happened. Okay, and she said that she asked her best friend to pick him up on October the 2nd and that she didn't know where he spent the night, but that it had to have been outdoors because he had nowhere to go. Now, here's what happened. The young man went to work. Okay, he worked in a different county than where he lived. It was about 22 miles away. So he caught a ride with someone who was, I guess, a co-worker, and they told him that he could ride to work with them. But then they later told him that he couldn't ride back home with them. Now, I don't know why. That wasn't disclosed as far as I know, but they literally told him he couldn't ride back with them. So here he is, and he has no car, and he doesn't know anyone in this town other than the people that he works with, I would imagine. And so he was trying to catch a ride. He was asking people for a ride. So anyway, the mother, he kind of got in touch with her and she asked her friend to go and pick him up. Okay, so she says, my phone is on 1%, mama. This is what he told her. I said, well, drop your location where you're at. And I told him my best friend, she's on her way to come and get you. And when she arrived, maybe about after 2 hours, he was nowhere to be found. Attorney Benjamin Crump has been retained to represent her in seeking answers from the FBI. Okay, it has been reported, the FBI has been reportedly called in to investigate the case. An emailed request to the FBI field office in Jackson for a status update was not returned. Okay, Marquel Bridges of the Mississippi-based Building Bridges for Community Unity and Progress told the Final Call that the area where Rasheem Carter went missing is known for its hostility towards Black people and that many from around the area know it as a place to avoid. It's like a sundown town. Okay, we've talked about those. Sad that this is still going on in 2023, but yet here we are. Okay, and so they say it's a place to avoid. Taylorsville, Mississippi still has active Klansmen there. It's technically still a sundown town, and all of the Black people around Taylorsville pretty much know this. They know don't get caught around there after dark. It's not safe. The Taylorsville Police Department said told Final Call that the investigation has been handed over to the Smith County Sheriff's Department. Calls by the final call to the Smith County Sheriff were not returned. For those of you who don't know what the final call is, that's the news publication from the Nation of Islam. So they actually have been trying to find out information about what's going on, and they actually called the Sheriff's Department. And they didn't get any answers. The calls weren't returned. Now, according to interested parties and local activists, Miss Tiffany Carter and those seeking answers regarding her son's disappearance and death have all been put on a wild goose chase just to have basic answers over what happened and express dismay over what they said is a total lack of transparency. They're probably trying to cover up something because they already know some racist devils probably did something to this young man. And at the end of the day, this is likely why they're just being so closed mouth about all of this. They say, we've been doing our due diligence in finding out who and what these people are, Mr. Bridges says, adding that many believe that there is a cover-up, at least on the local level. It would explain the police's unwillingness to investigate or help the family. They had his body for a total of 4 months. Okay, and the MBI, which is the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, has had it for only two months, but that's enough time. Okay, they haven't let Miss Tiffany or the family see the body. They had us drive all the way to Jackson, telling her they would and that they would talk to her. And then when we got there, they pretended to not have some form that she would have to sign. Y'all see how they play games with Black folks? They're sitting up there telling this woman, oh, yes, if you come down here, you can see your child's body and we're going to talk to you. Then she gets there and they say, oh, sorry, we don't have the forms that we need you to sign. So anyway, just playing a bunch of foolish games. Okay, so, but the form is digital and we know that. So they could easily look it up online. So they never intended on showing her the body. So others aiding the family include author Silky Slim Reed, a community activist and investigator who told the final call that he has been tasked to look into Rasheem Carter's disappearance and death. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation has stalled this case so long, and our thing is we can't pursue anything civilly until we find out what exactly happened. This is what Mr. Reed said on a telephone interview. Calls and emails to MBI were not returned. In most cases, we can say, okay, we will file a suit against the police department, or we're going to file a suit against this individual. And for the police department, they're to tell him that they couldn't keep him safe, and he comes up with his head detached from his body. They decapitated him with his head detached from his body, and his limbs are detached. So he was dismembered. This is all so sick. Then something horrific happened to him, and this is one of those real backwoods cases that hasn't been able to get the light put on it properly because they keep stalling us for the evidence. This is what Reed said. He also added that no alert has been put out regarding serial killers in the area or murderers being at large, and that more questions than answers remain over what happened to Rasheem Carter. We understand that this wasn't a serial killer. We understand that it wasn't a loose murderer. This was an act of violence by individuals that we believe Rasheem informed his mother about. These are the people he texted his mother about, and they have not been investigated by the police department. Mr. Reed did not disclose how the condition of the body upon its discovery was made known to him. So Crystal Muhammad, national chair of the new Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, told the final call that many Black people across the state of Mississippi neither believe nor trust the conclusions of the MBI, saying every time these horrific crimes and lynchings take place, who is the cover-up artist? The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is a criminal element. We believe it to be a Ku Klux Klan element. We can't say it's the Klan to be precise, but it is a Klan. But it is a Ku Klux Klandish institution. This has been going on too long, and for them to not even turn over the body to put him to rest, something has to be done about Mississippi's Bureau of Investigation. This is also crazy. These type of things are still going on down there in Mississippi. No different than the whole Emmett Till situation. Okay, just pay attention. They're still doing this foolishness. So anyway, there was an interview that the mother did, and I'm going to play some excerpts from that. I don't have permission to show this video, so I'm just going to play the audio. This is all so sad. Yes, it is nefarious. It absolutely is. Hold on, beloveds. Likes up. Everyone, please like and share. Subscribe to the channels if you haven't done so already. Thank you in advance. Okay, hold on just a moment. Let me put an overlay up here on the screen. Everyone, please make sure you do me and yourselves a favor and make sure that you're still subscribed to the Queen's channels. You know how people become mysteriously unsubscribed. Also, if you haven't joined my spiritual channel, you should do so. All right? You really should do so. You're missing out. You can get memberships for $2.99, $6.99, $24.99, and $49.99. And shout out to all of you Stardusters who have already purchased your memberships. All right. With that all being said, let me download this really quick. It's going to take me just a second. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and start this interview so you all can hear the audio. And I'm not going to play the whole thing because I believe it's like 15 minutes long. But I just want you all to hear some of what the mother had to say. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to TYT's The Conversation. I am your host, Adrienne Lawrence, and today I hope to bring you some answers where there are a lot of questions surrounding the case of a Mississippi 25-year-old man named Rasheem Carter, you may have heard of, because he went missing only to be found dead earlier this month. And now his family is searching for answers. And here to join us are two members of his family, Yokina Anderson, cousin of Rasheem Carter, and Marnay Tompkins, his aunt. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you for having us. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I know it has been extremely distressing. And if one of you wouldn't mind kind of bringing us up to speed in terms of what happened that we know of so far.
Well, Rasheem was working in a town called Taylorsville, Mississippi. He was working for Georgia Pacific, which is a electric plant, and he was a subcontractor. He was working under some subcontractor, what they call a temporary shutdown. They were only to be there for a short amount of time. He had gone to work the Monday preceding October the 2nd. He worked every day. He was living in the town called Laura, Mississippi, which is around 22 miles east of Taylorsville. So he was driving, getting a ride back and forth from a coworker. We don't know really what happened on that Saturday. There was some type of miscommunication between he and the coworker that he was riding with, and that coworker indicated to him that Saturday morning that he was okay to ride with him, but he could not ride back with him. So when the work was done, Rasheem was basically stuck in Taylorsville, Mississippi. Rasheem is not from Taylorsville. He's from Fayette, Mississippi. He has, he did not know anyone in the town. Here he is without transportation. And Rasheem was trying to get back to Laura, Mississippi, 22 miles down the road. We do know that he was asking people for a ride that Saturday night. He had asked lots of people that night when we did our investigation, people had seen him, they recognized him. He's a young black man, and he didn't know him, so people weren't open to take him for a ride back 22 miles down the road. He had been communicating with his mother. He indicated that he was afraid that there were people after him. His mother advised him to go to the police station. Rasheem went to the police station. He went to the police station to ask for help, and also he asked while he was there, could they give him a ride back to where he was living? They told him no, that they could not give him a ride. That would be taking him out of their jurisdiction. They were not allowed to do that. Rasheem left. We're not sure where he stayed that night. We assume that he stayed maybe outside somewhere that night. The next day he got up, he was still fearful. He was still in distress. His mother told him to go back to the police station. He goes back that Sunday morning, which was October the 2nd. The police confirmed that he came both times. And this particular time he also asked, well, can I just stay here until my ride gets here? Because by now his mother had put together someone from the town of Fayette, it's about an hour, almost an hour and 45 minutes away, to pick him up. He was told no, he could not stay there, that this was not a place for him to stay. Rasheem was on the phone. He was talking to his mother. He was talking to some more people. And he was standing outside of the police station. And about 7 o'clock that morning, he left. He asked them for a charger. And then he left. And he went to what they assumed that he went to the local convenience store to buy a charger. And that's the last that they saw of him. He's still talking to his mother. He is still sounding as if he's in distress. He's telling his mother someone is after him. 10 o'clock morning on October the 2nd, he is on the phone with his mother. He is in the Family Dollar/Dollar Tree store. Mm-hmm. And he leaves out of there, again, startled. There was someone either came in or indicated that they were coming in for him. He left out of there. I think it was on the video, it was about 10:17. And that's the last time that his mother or any family member has talked to Rasheem.
And so, as far as we know, Rasheem, his remains have been found on private property in a wooded area of Taylorsville. And so I know there's probably, again, a lot of unanswered questions. How did he get there? How did he die? Are there any other details that would provide any insight as of yet?
No, there aren't any other details except for a few people, as Marnay mentioned, that a few people had spotted him. We do know that when he last came out of the dollar store, after we talked with the police department, we went down there for the search on October 8th. The police indicated that the last ping of his phone that we knew of was when he came out of the dollar store, but the police officer mentioned that his phone last pinged in an area called Clear Creek, which is off of Highway 28. We did not have that information. We still don't have any information as far as we haven't been able to get the phone records. We do know that his ATM card, his Chime card, was used on October the 4th. While he was on this private property, supposedly he was spotted on this camera coming across a deer trail, which they're saying it's stated on the video that it's October the 2nd. And so the picture that they sent to his mom, that the sheriff department sent to his mom to ask if that was him, he's not wearing a shirt. We can clearly see that he has bruises on his back, on his left arm, and he's looking back to the right as if he's running from someone, which he did tell his mom that there were some white guys in a white truck that were chasing him, that were after him. So he did provide his mom with some names as for who may be responsible if anything happened to him. Mm-hmm. So she did get that information from him over the phone as well as via text. But
that's people to identify these people at all. in terms of, did he have their names that he shared with his mother?
From our understanding, the names that he shared with his mom, that those persons were called by Laura Police Department. Taylorsville Police Department has not done any investigating at all. But with Laura Police Department, we heard that they called and talked to them over the phone, that they did not have any reason to bring them in for questioning. So that's as far as we've gotten there with that information.
And that's extremely distressing. We already know, statistically speaking, that when one of us, a melanated individual, goes missing or something happens to us or a crime is committed against us, that the law enforcement efforts are lacking in the regard in terms of their pursuit of locating us, or finding out who hurt us. And so this is very, very distressful and disheartening, particularly as you have a young Black man in what sounds to be rural Mississippi, saying that white men were basically hunting him, and then also seeing him on this video footage. And so as of right now, it's my understanding that that Rasheem's body is being autopsied right now. Is that right?
At this point, I'm sorry, Renee, did you want to answer that?
It's fine. We spoke with his mother today, and she did indicate that his remains were sent to the crime lab, the state crime lab, which is located in Pearl, Mississippi. They are backed up, so it's taking time. She did try to contact them today, and she could not get through to them to find out any other information as far as an estimated time.
And are you all looking at getting a private autopsy in addition to whatever the state provides?
Yes, we are.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would do, without a doubt. You can't trust the system, especially given the lack of efforts to actually try to help and to figure out what is going on. And I know in that regard, definitely having an independent autopsy is something that is expensive, as well as funeral services and being able to provide. And as I understand, he leaves behind a 6-year-old daughter. Is that right? And
yes.
So people help.
Yes, he has a 6-year-old daughter, and we've established a GoFundMe. It is listed as Rasheem Carter. The organizer is his other aunt, Felicia Cahoe, and that is for the private autopsy, a private investigator, and also his mom hasn't been able to go to work. I mean, she is depressed. So all of that is for those reasons, but more so the private investigator. She's the private autopsy. She's already got a quote that's about $4,000, almost $5,000. So, right, those things are expensive.
Absolutely, those things are expensive. But
okay, so that's really, quite frankly, disturbing. You all heard that. So it sounds like they know something. Now, if this young man gave his mother names of people who were chasing him, said they were out to get him, you mean to tell me the police didn't even bother to drag them down to the station and give them an interrogation? They just spoke to them over the phone. See how that works? See how that works? This is what they often do. Anytime a melanated person comes up deleted around some folk who don't look like us, this is what they always do, isn't it? They don't call these people in. They don't drag them in for questioning. They just ask them a few questions and say, oh, they seem like a nice guy. Doesn't seem to be anything that they had to do with it. No signs of foul play. And the fact that after all this time, they have not allowed the family to see the remains. The body was clearly dismembered, according to the report. Oh, sorry. Body was dismembered. This is all sounds like a hate crime to me. In a sundown town, a Black man by himself with no ride to get to where he needed to go. And I think that this person who took him to work, which this person had to be Caucasian, according to the what they said about the town and all of that, it just seems to me like they may have been in on it. What do you all think? What do you all think? I find this all very suspicious. I absolutely think that the person who took him there to work and then wouldn't let him ride home with them, now they had to have known this was a dangerous place. Even if it had been a black person, they would have known that it's a place that you don't be after dark. But I believe it was a Craig or a Brad or Chad. Okay, they don't believe in lawfulness, and neither should we. Okay. Yeah, this all sounds highly suspicious, says Dan. Yes. Definitely think it was his co-workers. Absolutely, Afros and Afro Sheen. I think that the person who gave him that ride to work definitely had something to do with it. I think they absolutely had something to do with it. Why would you take him to work 20-something miles away and then he can't ride back with you? That sounds crazy. And they likely didn't even tell him that until after the fact. Until after they got him there. But anyway, let me continue. Hold on. I was changed something here. Let me see if it worked. Okay, so anyway, I'll change this afterwards. So anyway, let's move on to the next topic. Let's move on to the next topic. Okay, so let's talk about Drake. Now, Drake and his attorney are fighting to prevent him from having to go to the deposition for the murder of XXXTentacion, who, as we know, was deleted in 2018, July of 2018, I believe it was. Okay. So anyway, they want Drake to come in because they have some questions for him. But it looks like Drake doesn't want to come. Now they say, here's what they say. Hold on. What the hell happened to the screen? Why is this screen going in and out? Can you all see and hear me? No, Stacy says you thought it was 2019. No, beloved, it was 2018. It was 2018. Okay, I don't know. It looks like my screen is frozen on my side. But so anyway, let me just go ahead and get into it. So here's what they say. Drake and his lawyers are trying to quash an effort to subpoena him for a deposition in connection with the XXXTentacion murder trial. I find this all very interesting. Hold on. Hold on. I'm looking at this. Something is definitely wrong here. This thing is freezing up. I'm just going to turn off my camera and put my avatar up. Okay. That'll solve that. So anyway, as I was saying, they say the deposition is being sought by Mauricio Padilla, who is a defense attorney from one of the three suspects, Dedrick Williams. Prosecutors have never claimed that Drake, whose real name is Aubrey Graham, they've never said that he was involved in XXXTentacion's death, arguing instead that XXX, whose real name, by the way, is John Say Onfroy. They say that he was deleted in June of 2018 during a robbery outside a motorcycle store that quickly escalated into violence. Now, Padilla inserted Graham and his alleged feud with the rapper into his case as a possible alternative theory for him being deleted. Padilla tried to subpoena Graham for a deposition at the end of January, claiming that Graham was properly served but did not show up for the deposition. Padilla then filed an order to show cause, which the judge granted on February the 9th. Now, the order states that because Graham failed to appear for the deposition at the end of January, he shall appear for a deposition on February the 24th, which is on a Friday. It continues to say that if deponent Aubrey Drake Graham does not appear to deposition, he must appear before this court on Monday, February the 27th of 2023 at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the court can determine why he should not be held in contempt. So in new court filings obtained by Rolling Stone, Graham's attorneys hit back at Padilla and the ruling. They say, for starters, they claim that the original deposition subpoena was not properly served, nor was it properly accepted by Graham. The filing also says the subpoena for the deposition places an unreasonable and oppressive burden on Graham, with his attorneys pushing back against Padilla's claims about his alleged involvement. Now, in this case, In a case such as this, it is both unreasonable and oppressive to subpoena an out-of-state party who has not been mentioned in any reports, any investigation, or referenced to have any involvement in this matter. That's what the filing by the attorney says. Now, based on the evidence so far provided in the case, there is video which purports to show the defendants allegedly as participants in the deletion of the victim. No evidence has been provided to substantiate the assertion that Graham in any way contributed to, had knowledge of, or participated in the alleged incident, and to mandate that he appear for deposition for something that he clearly has no relevant knowledge of is unreasonable. That's what his attorney says. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you like this. We know that Drake, well, some of you all may not know, but I do recall that Drake and XXXTentacion had a beef or whatever. When he was here, and supposedly X had posted something that he quickly deleted one day. Hold on, let me see if I can find that real quick. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Here it is right here. Okay, it says, XXXTentacion had been engaged in a largely one-sided beef with Drake in 2017, accusing the Hotline Bling performer of stealing his rap style. Of course, Drake denied the allegation. During the trial's opening statements, Padilla, the defense attorney, invoked the online beef and Instagram post, criticizing law enforcement for not including Drake in their investigation. So that's what it is. They wanted Drake included, and here's why. Because months before XXXTentacion's death, a post mentioning Drake appeared on the rapper's Instagram. And here's what it said. If anyone tries to delete me, it is at Champagne Pappy. In parentheses, it says Drake. I'm snitching right now. However, the post was quickly deleted, and XXXTentacion said that he was hacked. That's what he said later. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Do y'all think it was a legit gripe? What do y'all have to say? I have questions. So one's in the chat if you all think that that was a hack, or you think that X actually posted that online himself. Once if you think that was actually X posting that. Lamar said it's crazy. Yeah, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. I don't know, but didn't Drake have a song or something where he said something about XXXTentacion? Okay, everybody's putting ones. Everybody's putting ones. I'm just saying, I just have questions because I do think I recall Drake saying something in one of his songs about X, if I'm not mistaken. And so anyway, we'll see how this all turns out. But here's the thing. Even if Drake doesn't have anything to do with it, he doesn't really know anything. If I were him, just to keep it out of the press or to get it, to get it out of the press and to make it, to avoid making it look as if I have something to hide, instead of wasting money on attorneys to fight the subpoena, I would just go and see what they want. That's what I would do if I didn't have anything to do with it. If I knew I didn't have anything to worry about, I didn't have anything to do with it, I would absolutely go just so I could shut them up. And so they could take me off their list of whatever they think I'm on, suspect list, persons of interest list, or whatever. I would just go and answer the questions. I mean, it's a day, a few hours out of your life. I'm just saying, rather than wasting all that money unnecessarily on attorneys trying to fight it. Okay, Christine said freezing once in a while. Okay, thank you, beloved. They made him say he was hacked, says Honey69. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Because I promise you, I could have sworn I remember Drake saying something about X in a song that wasn't so nice. Okay. So anyway, now let's talk about Monique. Let's talk about Monique. Hold on, let me pull this up. So Sherry Shepherd had something to say about Monique. And so Monique checked her and Kim Whitley. Okay. Monique checked both of them. Let me share my screen so you all can hear this for yourselves. Everyone, please like and share. Subscribe to the channel or unsubscribe. Y'all know how I do. Okay, here we go.
He got blackballed by Hollywood. You can take it down.
Britney Spears, huh?
Monique won the Oscar for Precious for a reason. She's, and like I said, people underestimate comics. She's really, really good. She's a great actress. Now, personality-wise, she's always getting in trouble. Always. With, if it's not with another comic, D.L. Hughley, it is with the industry. It's somebody. But this movie, The Reading with Monique, when I tell you, I almost turned it off. This sucker it scared me. But Monique is funny in it too. It's a horror / damn comedy. I'm gonna tell you something. And Monique got it on her thing. So it's not gonna be me giving away the movie because she's got it posted. When people are getting killed, because you know it's a scary movie, so somebody's always getting killed. The girl who about to get killed, Monique got a knife. This is why I hate that Monique got blackballed by Hollywood. You can take.
Okay, so here's what Monique said in response to that, because if you all are paying attention, I'm sure you noticed that that was a backhanded compliment. She said that the movie was good. She said Monique won the Oscar for Precious for a reason. But then she said Monique gets into trouble personality-wise. If it's not with another comic, it's with so-and-so. First of all, why is she bringing up the negative? Some people cannot speak on another person's name without adding something negative into the mix. If you're going to give her a compliment, just do that. Okay, so here's what Monique had to say. Monique says, hello. Hold on, let me put on my glasses because this is kind of small print. Monique says, hello at Sherry Shepherd and at Kim Whitley. First, thank you for your compliments regarding my talents and performance in The Reading. I couldn't help but notice, though, that you two said because of my personality, I'm always getting into trouble. You then attempted to show a connection between my personality and me being blackballed, along with the fallout I had with brother D.L. Hughley. In addition, you two within the same breath mentioned how we as comics are underestimated. Well, I'll tell you what, as far as I'm concerned, that was a backhanded compliment. Like I said, they could have kept the negativity out of it. What I call that when people do such things, I call that someone being nasty. They'll say something nasty about you, but they'll say it with something sweet to make it all sound like it's just okay. Okay, that's what that sounded like to me. Clearly hating. Sherry Shepherd and Kim Whitley are nobodies. Nobody's checking for them. Nobody's checking for them. And they're clearly just hating. Because why would you even bring up the fact that she was blackballed? We already know about that. That happened for a whole decade. We know. But now she's back in the limelight. So why bring up the negativity and then talk about she's in trouble? Another thing that Monique said was children get in trouble, okay, with their parents. Adults get in trouble with the law when they commit a crime. But she's a grown woman. So who is she getting in trouble with? And I agree. Who is she getting in trouble with? They need to sit down somewhere. Just be happy for her. Monique's movie, The Reading, for those of you who haven't seen it, it is very good. Also, when Sherry said it's funny, I didn't see anything funny about the movie. The movie was good. It was not funny to me. It was dramatic and scary. Okay. Also, that's another jab too. I want y'all to pay attention. For those of you who saw the movie, did you see anything in the movie that was funny? Monique was not being a comic in the movie. Okay, it was dramatic. There was nothing funny. To me, that was just shade that she was throwing. All right, clearly. All right, Mr. Hotel said the movie is amazing. Yes. Okay, Reggie, that Crazy Beach Era said she hasn't seen it yet. Okay, Reggie said, I thought they were going to say something about her new attitude. Exactly, Reggie. You would think that they would say something more positive, but no, they want to bring up the old stuff. That's how some people do. Okay, that's how they do, honey. So Miss Hotel said there was nothing funny about the movie at all. I saw it. Exactly. There was nothing funny in there. So that even when she said that, that was clearly a jab. Okay, that's what it was. There was not one funny scene in the movie. All right. And Monique was at one of her, best performances. I would say she's a very good character actor, and there was no comedy in there. They need to sit down somewhere. Just hating because they have nothing going on, and that's what people do. When you have nothing going on, all you have time to do is go around and hate on everybody else. Okay, that's just it. So with that all being said, I want to thank you all for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. Also, thanks to those of you tuned in on the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. Please like and share. Okay, like and share. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur. You can also follow me on Twitter at Dr. A Shakur, on TikTok. On TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. With that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning back in once again. Each one teach one, do something productive, constructive, and never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
With that gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See
right.
a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy.
Real slick.
I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got